Hello, my name is Lucan Kane, and this is our Chem Lab group project, and we are doing nanoparticles and their application to multiple sclerosis. So the first question was what types of nanoparticles are used? And in the article, it talks about many different types of nanoparticles and how each one can deliver medicine in their own special way. So basically nanoparticles are extremely tiny particles, which are much smaller than cells, and they can carry drugs exactly where they need to go. So the first type of nanoparticles mentioned are PLGA nanoparticles, and these are biodegradable polymer, and basically it just means that the body can break them down naturally. And then we have hybrid inorganic and organic nanoparticles. And these are built from a mix of materials to target macrophages, which are basically just inflammatory immune cells. And these are used to deliver glucocorticoids directly to these cells. And then the article also says that they have a strong activity against human macrophages. And the next nanoparticle mentioned are gold nanoparticles, and these are loaded with MOG 3555 and ITE. And these help the body create more regulatory T cells, which calm the immune system much more effectively. And the next nanoparticle mentioned in the article are solid lipid nanoparticles, and these are made of fats, and basically they can cross the blood-brain barrier, which most drugs cannot do. And they deliver drugs like MTA and DMF directly into the brain. And they can also be modified with anti-contactin 2 or anti-neurofascin to help the nanoparticles attach to the nerve cells affected by MS. And the next nanoparticles are chitosan nanoparticles, and these are meant to basically induce demyelination and neuroprotective effects. And these are made from a natural material, which often is shellfish, and they help reduce nerve damage and protect nerve cells. And the final nanoparticle mentioned are acetylated dextrin nanoparticles. And these are a sugar-based material and they carry both MOG and dexamethasone to reduce inflammation and regulate the immune cells. And a quick note, the article does not give any specific shapes or sizes of the nanoparticles, but it only mentions that nanoparticles can be engineered to have specific sizes, shapes, or charges. And also we have a image of specifically gold nanoparticles right here and what they look like under an electron microscope. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Trey Bowie. I will be covering the description and application of nanoparticles. The article explains how multiple sclerosis involves immune cells from the periphery, T and B lymphocytes, and cells within the central nervous system. And because parts of the CNS, like lesions from genetic abnormalities, are protected by the blood barrier, BBB, traditional therapies for multiple sclerosis face major challenges when trying to fix the protective sheath and around the nerve fiber problems as they struggle with lots of outdated solutions. In addition, there are lots of side effects due to systematic drug dispersion from injections or oral treatment, where a minor amount of the drug reaches the affected site. Nanoparticles and artificial vesicles offer potential solutions as they can improve drug solubility and availability to affected sites of multiple sclerosis. In applications, nanoparticles have been used as carriers of myelin antigens to induce antigen-specific immune tolerance and make particles more effective. An example of treatment applications for specific nanoparticles are biodegradable PLGA nanoparticles carrying myelin antigens that were developed and shown to induce robust tolerance and long-term protections in a mouse model of RRAEAE, which is just a model of multiple sclerosis. The reason this matters to researchers and society is because MS is a chronic autoimmune disease that affects a lot of people and actually got up to around 2.9 million people worldwide. And because current treatments suppress immune activity broadly and struggle to target CNS lesions effectively. Innovations in nanotherapeutics carry promise for more effective, targeted, and safer treatments. The figure to the right shows how it's basically summarizes how nanoparticles and technology affects the affective nerve sites and essentially can improve our treatments with multiple sclerosis. It reduces inflammation to a certain degree on these affected areas and nerve fiber sites, and is more effective than outdated solutions. Thank you.
Howdy, I'm Sebastian Cuevas, and today I'm going to be explaining what exactly did the nanoparticles do. So, importantly, there were no magnetic thermal or optical properties used. Instead, all the nanoparticles were used simply as targeted delivery systems to carry drugs or antigens to specific human or nervous system cells. First, PLGA nanoparticles. They were used because they are biodegradable. It can hold multiple molecules. In the study, they delivered IL-10, rapamycin, or antigens to induce immune tolerance and reduce MS-related inflammation. Next, the hybrid inorganic organic nanoparticles, and they were designed to specifically target macrophages. They carried glucocorticoids, which are strong anti-inflammatory drugs, and showed high activity against these immune cells. The gold nanoparticles were used purely as carriers. They were loaded with the MOG3555 antigen and ITE to increase regulatory T cells. The article did not mention any gold-specific thermal or optical effects. Solid lipid nanoparticles were used because their lipid structure allows them to cross the blood-brain barrier. They deliver drugs like MTA and DMF directly into the central nervous system. And they could also be modified with targeting antibodies like antigen contactin 2. Chewson nanoparticles contributed through their natural biocompatibility. They supported neuroprotection and helped reduce demyelination. Finally, acetylated dextrin nanoparticles, which they were carried both an antigen and anti-inflammatory drug, MOG and dexamethasone, showing that they can deliver multiple therapeutic agents at once. And for the image at the bottom right, it summarizes the different results of the therapeutic potential of different types of nanoparticles loaded with the different molecules. And thank you.
I'm Thomas Ruznicki, and I'll be answering how does this improve upon the current technology for MS treatment? So nanoparticles improve MS therapy by delivering drugs across the blood-brain barrier or the BBB. The nanoparticles do this by targeting specific cells involved in MS and protecting fragile drugs in the body, like proteins or siRNA, from breaking down. So, some specific advantages that nanoparticles offer include targeted delivery to CNS cells or just central nervous cells, getting through the blood brain barrier efficiently, controlling and sustaining drug release throughout the body, reducing toxicity by limiting whole body exposure, the ability to carry complex biologics, which are basically just medicines made from living organisms, and the promotion of remyelination, which standard drugs cannot do. And then this is our reference of our images and our article. And then our quote is high potential of nanotechnology for the development of new targeted therapies in MS. Thank you.